The following Let's Play has been rated not safe for young children. Any attempts to break the game are for entertainment value only. However, if any typos happen to be found, Mwahaha! Hello everyone, welcome back to this game. So, I can't help but notice that the sky is no longer blood red. Now, I know I was setting up myself for disappointment whenever I had that cliffhanger, but what was even the point? I mean, seriously, none of the weather effects has had any lasting effect when they disappeared or came and disappeared. And, I mean, what are the Chaos trying to do? Are they just trying to scare everyone? Well, if so, they're not doing a very good job, because nobody's talking about this stuff. I guess red skies are actually fairly normal for people. Now, if they really want to scare everybody, they need to make it snow, because that seems to be the one weather effect that everybody's waiting for. Anyway, if you recall, we are here at Sant Arte because we figure we should try the archives again in case something else we can find. Before we had only 2 people, now we have 6 people doing the look. Plus, this time we actually know what we're looking for. We're going to be looking through these books for somebody named Oberkotter. Or referencing Oberkotter or something. I can't believe there's not a single book in the entire building that mentions Oberkotter. Are you kidding me? Don't get crazy yet, Rothgar. We still have a few more to look through. I know, it's just frustrating. It is! This game has been just one giant wild goose chase. Wait, I found something! What does it say? It says that in the early times, all scientific research was published anonymously. The reason for this has never been discovered. However, there was one man who published under his name. That man was Jeffrey Oberkotter. I can't believe he's actually mentioned. Well, the Chaos still haven't made their way over here completely, so I assume they don't know about this building yet. I'm actually wondering if I'm going to be fighting a boss the moment I walk out of this building. What else does it say? It goes on to say about how he was from the Northland and worked with various Lupucanus and Como Reptilis in his experiments. It says that his research has been forgotten by most scholars and very few records are known to be in existence. This must be a more recent book. It seems like it's just describing everything Aquila has already told us. Ah, wait, listen to this. It says his work with natural phenomenon was carried out in his now abandoned laboratory in the Northland, but his work with astral rifts took place in a secluded spot south of Lake Countryside. Ooh. Apparently this place is where he kept much of his research on the topic of astral rifts. Now if you recall, Oberkotter was researching something having to do with light in the sky, because the light in the sky happened once before. So, is the light in the sky an astral rift? Well, that would kind of play into a theory I had before in which the light in the sky was a really bright portal. I mean, portal, astral rift, same difference. What are astral rifts? Apparently he discovered something that was named for him. It's called an Oberkotter cluster. Unfortunately, the book doesn't give any specifics. An Oberkotter cluster? I've never heard of it. There's nothing else here that we don't already know. Alright, at least we have a lead. We have to find that place south of Lake Countryside where he kept his research on astral rifts. Maybe that can help us understand why the Chaos want to erase him from the world. You know, that's a pretty good question. Why do the Chaos care if people figure out their origins? I wonder, why are the Chaos really here? The last time we were here in the archives, we read the legend about the apocalypse, and it seemed like the Chaos were the plagues that were going to put it into motion. I don't know much about the old legends, but I do know that we can only do what we can. Right now, we have vital information that we can do something about. I agree. Let's not worry about the old legends. We don't know how much merit they actually have. We need to find that research. There is a cave on the south end of the lake that has been abandoned for a very long time. Nobody ever wants to go near it. I assume that cave will lead us to this place? In all likelihood. Alright, let's not waste any time. Wait, we should take this book with us. For all we know, this might be the last written record of Oberkotter in existence. Okay, let's go then. You obtained the Archives book. Yay, we have a book! Possibly the only record of Jeffrey Oberkotter still in existence. Contains vital informatio. I'm going to go the long way around. I could go that way, but I'm going to go a long way around because I want to talk about something. I have a couple options now. I could go to the abandoned cave and proceed with the story, especially now that I know there might be something important. We're actually finding legitimate leads. There's no guarantee that we'll find something intact, but at least we're actually finding stuff to look into. But the thing is, there's also sub-quests open up. As it turns out, there are optional stuff aside from the casino and the training center. There's like the mysterious sign that, to my understanding, I can go back to that sign now. There's also the Mask of Heimdall, which I think comes into play in the abandoned cave. And there was something in that abandoned town, the first abandoned town we went to, where we entered the town and were immediately fought by some golem type monster. I think it was a golem monster. I could be wrong. Maybe my memory's off. But the abandoned town where, after we got Ariel. So I'm gonna go through this passage and make my decision after I get through the passage. I gotta say, it would be really nice if, when going through this passage, I was given the choice to be warped directly to the other end. Because having to go through here, dealing with these random encounters, even though I'm way overpowered for these encounters at this point, is kind of annoying, and I want to get through this passage quickly. Same for the tunnels. Once I get through them once, I want the option to just skip through them on return visits. I wish this wolf had a tail. I mean, in movies where there's werewolves, it's annoying because more often than not, they don't have tails. I imagine partly because they don't have the technology to make realistic tails half the time. But even a fake tail would have been decent. But no, werewolves tend to have no tails. It just doesn't look right. And here, this guy actually is a wolf, so why doesn't he have a tail? They could have had a tail. The lizard man had a tail. This wolf has got to be the fastest runner in the game. It's possible to get an even faster character than this. The chicken is the fastest runner in RPG Maker 3, but in this game, probably the wolf. So here's my line of thinking. I know that where we're going is not going to be the final area. There's still an abandoned town in the Northlands that we haven't explored. And we're going south. So if I skip the optional stuff for now, it wouldn't really hurt me too much. I could come back for them later. And the thing of it is, because I do have to go through these tunnels on my own, having to go through them to get to these other areas that for optional stuff is just going to be kind of annoying. So I don't really want to deal with that right now. Alright, so here we are at the abandoned cave south of our hometown. I decided to just continue on with the quest because, well, to my understanding, one of the sub-quests can only be completed after we beat the abandoned cave. I think it's the herb quest that some bird person in Eonith was wanting. I'm kind of hoping that I'll be able to go through here because I am kind of not doing too well on items. I mean, I have some, but all the places around here are still selling the old items. You can't really change a shop's inventory. Although what I would have suggested was maybe in Sant Arte, have a shop that was locked up until you found a key in a later location. That way, when we come back here, we can unlock that shop and go in and buy new items. I mean, sure, it wouldn't make sense that a shop owner would hide a key to his shop somewhere out in the middle of the wilderness, but, you know, from a gameplay standpoint, that would be nice. I already saved, so I don't know why I'm saving again. So let's head on inside. I actually tried coming here before, but of course I got the message that said, you can't be here. So, oh, speaking of keys, I spy a locked door. Yeah, I wonder what the puzzle here is going to be. Is there going to be a key in here? I don't know. Let's fight a battle. Are there going to be new enemies or old enemies? That's a new enemy. Oh my goodness. It's these guys. These are the guys that I got killed by in the training center. Except the guy in the back. The guy in the back is Cave Troll. He's probably really strong. However, I'm particularly worried about the Wind Spirit, because the Wind Spirit has this magic spell that causes, like, somewhere between 150 200 damage, and I don't want that. So let's start off with Tainted Blade, cause a whole crap ton of damage right from the start. Unless I miss. Well, that was a waste of HP. Fine then, no more skill usage for you. Neutron Blade, sure. Hits them all? Sounds good to me. I'll have to remember this spell whenever I go back to the training center. I started to go back to the training center, but I decided it probably wasn't really worth it. I really wish you can look at item descriptions in battle. That reminds me though, looking at Aquila's weapon, as it turns out, that weapon that is in the same that is in the shop in Aquila's town, the weapon there is a new weapon for Aquila, a better one than he has right now. How much does it cost? And it causes slow. Wonderful. This is gonna be tough. Almost makes me wish I had kept Jakala. But yeah, up until that point, all the weapons in the towns you find the characters are the same as what the character already has. So I expected that to be the same case with Aquila's weapon, but apparently it wasn't. By all accounts, I should go back to Aquila's hometown to actually get that new weapon for him. But like I said, I really don't want to go through that tunnel again, dealing with random encounters. Now, what does the Athena Vial do again? Decreases the target's magic defense by 10. That reminds me, I figured out how magic points affect magic spell. Or that is, magic attack and magic defense. It is exactly like attack and defense, physical, where it's a 1-to-1 ratio. So decreasing a target's magic defense by 10 is in fact going to make it take 10 more damage from a spell. At this point in the game, that isn't terribly useful. Especially since it's only against one character, so I'm probably not going to find that item. I might use it in a boss fight if my inventory doesn't get full. Which, considering I don't have a healer on hand, I might go ahead and I might not have to worry about my inventory getting too full. So we got a Reptilian Mace, which is a weapon for Jakala. I wonder if I'll want to keep that. Depends on if there's any more shops in the game. This laser swipe may not be very powerful, but it's definitely helpful against enemy groups like that. And it doesn't cost much MP. I noticed that Lester was causing a lot of damage with this spell against that Wind Spirit. I wonder if the Wind Spirit is weak against that. Oh, what's this? Oh wait, I know what this is. It's a battle. It's just like in Odin's Tower. We're going to have to fight something when we touch this. Yep, I was right. Oh goodness, it's that tree. I can't remember what the tree does. I might want to consider healing in the near future. Please do not miss this time. Thank you. Ariel, Ariel, Ariel. Your neutron blade is so useful, but takes up so much MP. Alright, well, let's just try a light blade. It takes up the same amount. What's up with that? Alright, use this. Can't remember what that tree does. Well, we're not going to find out right now. And then the fault line should finish these guys off. You obtained a cave key. We actually obtained something besides that, but let's take a look at the cave key first. A key to a locked door in the abandoned cave. Not a very complicated description, but then it doesn't really need to be. More importantly, I found this. The Isis herb. A mysterious herb that increases the user's magic attack power by 10. Well, I guess combined with Athena's vial, then you'd be causing 20 extra damage to an enemy. Actually, this would be more useful because if the person happens to have a spell that attacks everybody, then, well, there's a 10 extra damage against everybody. I guess I'll let Lester keep it, even though it doesn't matter who keeps it. I got through that battle without taking damage. Yay! Can I touch this again? Nope, just checking. So let's go back to that locked door. You know, a key, a lock shaped like that, you'd almost expect the chains to fall away as the door unlocks. It's actually kind of sad that Zelda Ocarina of Time on the Nintendo 64 was able to perform a more nifty lock opening thing than RPG Maker 3 on the PlayStation 2. Should I still be looking for breakable walls? Ooh, oh, there's the next pillar that we're going to have to fight a monster at. Soon enough, I'm going to have to heal. I assume that this fight's going to have this exact same battle, so I'm not going to worry about it quite yet. Maybe after this battle I'll restore my MP, because I'll probably need it. Oh goodness, it's 3 of these guys. Well, if I'm gonna find out what these guys do, now's the time. My gosh, their starting animation took forever. Takes less time to start a fight in Final Fantasy IX. Alright, let's find out what these guys do, I guess. Thank you for missing. Do they cause a lot of physical damage? Ow. Yes. Yes, they do. Please do not attack. Oh, there we go. He's dead. I'd really like to have an icon pop up for deaths like I am doing in my Mario RPG Revolution Let's Play. But I can't come up with a good graphic. I don't want to use the same graphic as what's there in Mario RPG Revolution. Maybe if somebody else can create something, that'd be nice. But I think I have the fan base who would be willing to create a graphic for me. So I'm not really going to worry about it for now. Well, you know what? I'm going to heal after battle anyway, so Faint Strike it is. Please don't miss. Thank you. 1 down. You obtained the cave key. And a delicious cake. I might be using that delicious cake in the near future. Delicious cake is... I wish I could remember the usage of these items, or what they do, rather. Heals the party for 100 HP. Alright, I recovered Ariel's MP and recovered Hrothgar's HP. So let's move on. It makes me really glad that you get healed right before a boss fight. Yep, the locked door thing is definitely a theme for this dungeon. I noticed that the tree is actually slightly faster than Lester. I'm gonna have to keep that in mind. Come to think of it, is there a magic spell that allows me to boost my speed? I decided while I was thinking about it to pass around the magic pumpkins, which are the revival items, to other characters besides Lester, because if I'm going to be struggling against the next boss, it would probably be helpful if... Well, Lester has a revival spell, and if he's also holding all the magic pumpkins and he dies, well, that would suck. I really don't feel like using that. 2 cave trolls. You know, one of the better looking enemies, I guess. And got another cave key. Boy, that battle kind of hurts. This place is really kind of draining my items. But again, it's because Jakala is no longer in my party, and so he doesn't have the ability to heal us. Oh, this is different. We got a staircase, which probably leads into the general vicinity of the area's boss. And we got a door. I'm going to assume that the door contains a treasure chest. Oh, great, he's mowing the lawn. I really did not feel like fighting those guys, so I ran from battle. Thank goodness for the escape ring. So let's see, we find a red sword. Well, we already have a blue sword, so what does the red sword do? A sword whose blade is forged from a strange red metal, strong versus ghosts. So you mean like those guys the green guys, those wind spirits? Because I could totally go for that. I bet you it encrypts to Hrothgar. Although I'm kind of curious if it might be useful for Ariel too. Let me see here. As it turns out, it's only for Ariel. So, I guess I have it equipped for Ariel now. But her other sword causes only 5 less damage, and it has a chance of poisoning enemies, so before I go into the boss room, I might go ahead and re-equip the rest of the sword so that I can have a chance of poisoning the boss. Another treasure chest. This one has a bestial axe. Good, I needed a new weapon for Aquila. So his current weapon only has an attack power of 16, which makes him behind everybody else to begin with. But the bestial axe has an attack power of 25, and is also strong against ghosts. So yeah, that is getting equipped now. He'll definitely be more useful against those green spirit things. I like finding treasure chests. Oh, there's the boss door. Is the boss door also locked? Wait, that's not the boss door, that's the cage door. There's the boss door. And then another regular door. That's obviously a heal point. I mean, do I want to use it because I used the item right before... I just used a healing item, and the healing item hasn't come into use yet. Well, I guess if I encounter something on the way here... Oh well. Oh, heal point and save point. So let's heal first. Yep, I apparently wasted a colorless elixir. I hope I don't need it for the boss! Speaking of bosses, that last boss took me a while to fight. It was one episode that I recorded, but because of how long it took, I decided to do a little editing trickery and made it into 2 episodes. Rather than make that same mistake this time, I'm just going to end this episode here. Next time, we're going to go fight a boss. Is there anything I want to do before I fight the boss? If there is... Oh yeah, I want to equip Ariel back with the rusted sword. Sure, it has a less of an attack power, but I like the odds of poisoning a boss without using MP to do it. Will I be able to poison the boss? What is the boss? Find out next time.